Anyway, so that is number one lie, and number two lie. Oh, sorry, the first one was number one lie.
Engin is back with a response to a lot of the main points, such as the petition and the athletes boycotting the league, where he's claiming that the letter has nothing to do with them boycotting the league, that they all want to still be in the league. So there's some stuff that just doesn't make sense to me. Like,
agreed with the athletes, and they sent to the Roberts, and they say that I don't understand how that's possible, that I edited the letter or something. Like, how am I going to add a letter that is prepared, agreed by athletes and sent to Roberts, Anyway, so that is number one lie. And number two lie, oh sorry, the first one was number one lie that I prepared, and the second one is the another lie.
So almost seems like a Freudian slip there with him mentioning which is number one lie. So he's saying he did not write the petition. Do you guys believe that? Is it the athletes? I mean, were all 27 of them in communication for drafting that letter? I mean, someone had to physically send it in, right? So that's interesting. Now, the second thing that's mentioned here is that the petition, he's saying, does not have anything to do with them boycotting the league.
In such letter, as far as I remember, athletes expressed their concern on social media at the beginning. And I remember a lot of people said that these things should not be discussed on social media. And then athletes stopped, and they started to...
So they stopped boycotting the league on social media, such as guys like Hermes, Kalinichenko, Gennady, Siplenkov, Dadikyan, all basically, and many others saying that they won't pull without Engin. So definitely a clear boycott. So, but they took it off social media is what he's saying. And then they transferred that same mentality into a letter.
Reach to management to express their concerns, So this is exactly what happened. And I also have the letter. And as far as I see, the athletes don't say that they don't want to pull at the East versus West, but they have concerns and these problems. They want these problems to be fixed. And
so he's saying that the athletes are saying they don't. It's not that they don't want to pull the East versus West, but they have concerns they want being addressed. But that's kind of like a weaselly way out of what they're saying, because I mean, a boycott is essentially saying if you don't have these needs addressed, then we're not gonna be involved. So I mean, that doesn't make any sense what he's saying there. Like, let's look at the exact words on the letter here. We think that the main problem in the situation is Devin. Most athletes do not like his cheating when pulling and putting pressure on the referees. Most of all, we do not like that he seems to have much influence on the organization now, as he talks on behalf of the organization and even attempts to change rules. We do not see any good way out of the situation until you make a solid agreement with Engin to secure our rights. So, I mean, how else would you interpret that they're not going to be involved unless there's an agreement? Like, it's a leverage tool for Engin to get back in and have more power over the organization. So, I mean, that seems pretty clear to me. But let's look at the comment section on this, as well as the podcast with Devin and Hermes from yesterday, because that one had a ridiculous amount of comments. So somebody in the comment section on Engin's video said, drama solution is to keep everyone, but to write strict and official rules that give referees more power. So more power to the referees. Shouting in a referee's face should be an immediate foul. Corner interference should result in a warning, and if it continues, a red card and match loss. Any illegal moves should be called an immediate foul. No delays, no warnings. The rules should be strict, respected, and most importantly, official but also fair. At first, matches might be lost due to fouls, but over time, people will learn to control themselves and follow the rules. Interesting solution. I mean, I think one thing they need to do is have the rules officially written online on the website and have the translation into other languages as well. I know Dexter mentioned that they're trying to work on that to have it translated to Russian, so they have the rules on the website, and then have it in English as well, pretty strictly written out. That would be a good step for sure. Todd Hutchings, and this is the actual Todd Hutchings account, made a comment, please make the letter public. So it looks like he's pretty invested in the situation now as well. Engin says Devin already made it public, and Hermes also read it on live podcasts. So there's that. Now let's read some of the comments on Dexter's live stream from yesterday that had a ridiculous amount of comments. Man, you can see the pride Devin had for all the East arm wrestlers, pride for this worldwide league, and all the athletes that he helped build their career. You can see how much he cared for these guys by how deeply hurt he is. Devin acts the way he does because he really loved his East brothers. The whole "you will never be better than John Brzezinski and you will never be the GOAT" is straight from Engin. Yeah, that's one thing Hermes said to Devin on that podcast yesterday. Definitely pretty personal insult there. I'm telling you, none of these Eastern athletes would get a payday if not for Devin. You don't get the Western economic powerhouse audience without them getting behind a Devin Larratt type figure. Yeah, that's for sure. Look at the pay-per-view numbers. Hermes has a weak mentality, an excuse-based mentality. Every athlete will do what they can to get a max advantage with Devin here. Let's reunite. Engin sells East versus West after he cashes his check, backstabs Robert and the fans. He's a control freak, a liar, a manipulator, basically destroys a sport. Poor Brian Shaw tries to help out, and Engin does everything to ruin his event. Hasn't promoted it once on his social media, which is the craziest thing to me. Just absolutely crazy. Engin doesn't deserve to be let back in. The 27 not only support Engin's actions, they write a letter attacking Devin and crying. I don't know how anyone could support these actions by Engin, especially Hermes could have just taken some accountability and apologized for signing the document without knowing what it meant. I see that Devin is very willing to discuss and resolve the issue by joining the lives. Other athletes may not join because of the language barrier, but there's one person who hasn't joined any live discussion since the problem arose, Engin, who is one of the main reasons for the drama. Why is that? Good question. Yeah, Hermes is terrified of Devin. I used to love Hermes, but now I can see him as an 8-year-old princess. Hermes is a hypocrite because first he was saying Devin cheats and influences the referees and tortures them. When Devin came in the live, he starts contradicting his own statements. Why do you keep interviewing quitters? Devin is definitely in the right. Hermes wants to judge and point fingers, but does the same thing to win. Dexter, please never let the athletes speak over you like Hermes just did for many minutes straight and not let you speak. This person says, I'm Italian. Hermes is my favorite puller without a doubt, but here Devin is 100% right. So what's your take on Engin's response there, saying that he did not write the petition, did not edit it? It was the athlete strictly who sent that in, and he's saying that the petition does not say that they're going to quit the league, even though it pretty much implies that in my understanding of what I read. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section.